What's up, Aiden? What's up, Sid? What's up, Beth? Ooh, what's up, Lucy? What's up, the Alex White in the house? Alex White, T. Faulkner Art, Vegan Skater 425. Hi, I'm from Kirkland and I'm vegan. Let's be friends. What's up, Pris? Dang, Scalar Girl Portland in the house. Hey, I know. Really need a hair salon to open. That would be really chill. All right, and it looks like Nora is here. So we'll hopefully make that happen. All right. And we are connecting. What's up?
What's up? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to turn my personal volume up a little bit.
How's it going? Good. I'm super into the mic. I like the officialness of your setup.
This thing is not on.
This is strictly a prop.
Yeah, it's definitely a prop. I also have a live studio audience.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I like that really dumpling looking one on the left.
That's Pumper.
I like
Pumper. All right. Well, we're going to get started. Watch a little bit of some footy.
Oh no. The fear. It sets
Hopefully my stupid head is like not too much in the way, but yeah, we'll just wait for everybody to join us while we watch your little rough cut there. If you want to give us any live director's cut commentary.
This is just me, just because there's a camera in my face, doing some crazy action. Yep. Clumsy.
Pretty amazing.
Boom. Yep. It's so funny. I was actually really stoked for people to watch this because I work really hard for stuff that you wouldn't maybe think I work really hard for in terms of tricks. Like, you'd think at this point in time I could do a backside air, at the snap of the fingers, but no, it's constantly just like a mission.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that later. We had a submitted question about backside air, so we'll get into that in a sec. Dang, rocking out. What song was it?
It was a really raunchy song. What song was it? I don't know. I know, but I don't know. Long hair, Nora.
Yeah, I have a question. Do people like? It sort of annoys me. Like when you have like long hair, they're like, "Oh my god, the long hair clip." Does that?
No, I think it's funny. I don't know, like, because there's skaters that I definitely, when you notice when certain people change their appearance, especially if somebody goes with something and then uses it for a while. Like I've had my hair short for like 3 years now, so it's definitely, you can definitely tell that there's been this lapse of time.
Yeah.
An evolution of sorts.
Yeah.
So
that was a clip from 4 years ago.
Yeah, literally. Dude, most of this stuff, if it's with long hair, it's probably filmed in 2017 to 2018.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That would be accurate. This spot is fun. That's in Lake Elsinore. Such a cool spot. This is funny. That's just that.
Yeah, you dusted your ankle, right?
I dusted my back ankle, which I'd never done before. I have a problem. I roll my front ankle like once a year pretty bad. And that was the back ankle. And I was just like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I've never done that. So that was a bummer. But I don't know. I have a process when it comes to, like, if I roll my ankle, I have a good process with how to get back, like, ASAP. So it just takes a couple weeks.
Yeah.
The stitches.
Have you ever, like, broken your ankle, or?
No.
Just, like, sprained pretty good?
Sprains. Just lots of sprains. And it's so crunchy. Like, it's wild. I haven't had any, like, severe ligament damage or anything, though. Not that I know of. Maybe it's, like, a real mess down there, but I'm, like, honestly maybe the clumsiest person.
You get banged up pretty good, but, like, it's, like, slams. It's not, like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's always, like, 70% of it is me landing back on my board somehow. And that's the scariest. That's like the scariest thing to me.
Yeah, there was that front feeble slam, I want to say, like in like a bowl or something. Yeah.
It's so scary. That, this is like in Idaho. We did some fun trips. This Boise, Idaho trip was super fun.
Yeah. That's pretty sick.
We had a really small crew.
Nice. Yeah, okay, so that wall's in Boise. Sick.
Yep, Ketchum.
Ketchum. Oh, sick. Dope. Well, I think everybody that wants to be here is here, so we'll go ahead and get started, so we're not taking up too much of your time. Thank you again for joining us. What's up, y'all? My name is Kristen. This is the Wheel World. Like I said before, we got a live studio audience up here, a mic that's not plugged in, and a bed sheet behind me, so that means we're here. And what are we doing? And just in case you didn't learn last week, these are the true stories of skaters picked to go live on Instagram, have their responses recorded to find out what happens when people stop being polite and they start getting real. Welcome to the Wheel World. And just real quick reminder, this is a PG-13 show, potentially rated R. So if you're a small child, this is not for you. And the goal of this segment is to share stories of women, trans, gender nonconforming, and or queer skaters from around the world, to build community, find some inspiration, bring us together, if not in person, at least digitally for the time being. So, welcome. Nora, how are you holding up? Quarantine.
I'm really good. I was just talking to my boyfriend about it. We're probably some of the luckiest people in quarantine right now. We are in his hometown of Haiku, Maui, Hawaii, USA, planet Earth. It's good here. We're doing a lot of home cooking. I'm learning a lot of water activities away from people, obviously. Luckily for us, Hawaii is still in a situation where you can use the ocean. You just can't use the beach. You can't congregate on the beach, and people are being really respectful of that. So right now we're really excited because we can still be super active and get too much sunlight. And yeah, skate parks are closed, but surfing is a little easier on the body sometimes, so we're stoked.
Nice. Someone just commented you had a yummy ass boyfriend.
I do. It's crazy. It's gnarly, dude. Like,
so yummy.
No, so yum. Just yum. So it's always like when your significant other is yummy, it's just.
What are you gonna do? You deserve a yummy boyfriend. Hit the comments right now if you agree. All right.
Go down and do 10 push-ups if you agree that having a yummy boyfriend.
People need to chill on the push-ups. Like, that got boring after
Okay, I haven't done it. I will not do it. I got tagged in it like too many times that first day it happened. And I couldn't, I don't know. I can't get involved with that. My dad shared a meme style Instagram post today. I reposted it, and it basically said that if staying at home was a challenge on Facebook, the virus would be, we would have peaked it and we would be on the upward slope now, but
yep, so we would have been done.
We would be, yeah, we'd be back doing things, but it's a trip, man. But whatever helps people get by. But I am not gonna push up for no camera, no time soon.
Nope, it's just a little boring. Cool. Speaking of things that are not boring, how do you feel about getting some basic questions going?
Anytime.
Awesome.
Show your surroundings. That was one thing I saw.
What was it?
Hawaii. I just saw somebody comment surroundings, so I'm doing a little nature appreciation post out here.
Little pano.
Yeah. Little pano. Little
pano for you.
Pretty.
You're welcome. Alrighty. How old are you?
I'm 27.
Sick. How many stairs can you ollie? Sorry, what was that?
On any given day? I was going to say I'm closer to 30 than 20.
Sick.
It's nuts.
I just turned 31.
I started thinking about it. I know. I'm proud of you. We're going to be there.
Thank you.
I'm going to be there
Thank
soon.
you so much.
31's the new 18, so I'm not really
True.
worried about it.
That's what Beyonce said. How many stairs can you ollie?
On any given day, probably 7 to 8.
Nice.
But I've never tried to ollie more than that, maybe 9. I don't know. It's not what draws me.
What is like the worst way someone's tried to say your last name?
I've heard a ton of really crazy ones, but one of my first photos in a mag was for Skateboarder Mag, I think. And it was me doing a backside air over my then boyfriend, Daniel. And it was literally like, it had to be my first photo in a skate mag. And it just said Nora Vasconcellos, like my name. It had a C, like C-A-S. And that is like probably the best thing that's happened in terms of the mispronunciation. Nora Vasconcellos. I appreciate it. Thanks, Dave Swift. Appreciate it. Never forget.
Shout out. So, where did you grow up skating? Found this one on the Google.
Fuck, that's so good. That shirt, I was obsessed with that shirt. I grew up skating I grew up in Pembroke, Massachusetts, which is 30 miles south of Boston, like directly between Boston and Cape Cod, if you're familiar with the South Shore. But I was 80 miles from this park, Rye Airfield. And so in high school, when I got into skating more, I would drive up there once a week and I would skate up there because they had that bowl and they had a vert ramp that was super good. So I skated Rye Airfield all the time. Still probably my favorite part to this day.
Sick. It's still going?
Yeah. It's still going strong. I went there last year. I always try to go, if I go back to the East Coast and have time, I try to drive up there, and they mix the park up and there's still tons of fun stuff to skate. So
nice.
Good time.
That's what's up. All right, last basic B question. What were your first skate shoes that you had?
Ooh. My first shoe, the first ones I can remember were, I don't know what they were called, but they were Roxy shoes. Ooh. They were like the surf brand Roxy. And this was around the time that Alex White and maybe Lindsay Adams Hawkins, and they had like a skate team, like Jen O'Brien maybe, but they made a shoe, and I don't even think it was sold as a skate shoe, but it was probably available on like Delia's. Remember Delia's? It was like a catalog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you could buy it through there. So it's probably like 2005, 2006. And yeah, I had those and they were so sick. They were just like the classic bulky standard skate shoe. But I wish I knew what they were called. They were really, really sick. They had the embroidered Roxy on the side. I was super into Roxy. I was like, go to TJ Maxx. Is it 8 sizes too big? I don't care. I'm buying it.
Yeah.
Is it a child size? I don't care. I'm 12.
So sick. Someone please Google these Roxy shoes and drop that in the comments. We're going to need that.
We're going to need to see them. God, they're so hype. They were like white with like a cream upper, like all the extra sewn on upper pieces were maybe like a beige or a cream, and then they had the Roxy embroidery, and they were just like next level. Yeah, those are my first skate shoes. So shout out to the circuit.
Shout out Roxy. Shout out Alex White.
Shout out Alex White.
Amazing. All right, so we're gonna get into a few deeper questions. So brace yourselves, strap yourselves in, everybody. Also, just real quick before we do that, I meant to say this at the beginning, but rest in peace, Grosso. Thank you for everything you've done for skateboarding. I'm just seeing a bunch of people drop that in the comments. Did you want to share anything about that?
Yeah. Grosso was unreal. still is to a level unreal. He's like probably one of the purists that we have in skating in terms of how he views skateboarding is really beautiful, and he really appreciated a lot of other people's individual styles and what everybody brought to the table. And I think that it's so sad, especially in this time. It's so shitty. And his son Oliver, he's probably under 10. He's probably like 8 years old. He was getting into the skate bug, and Jeff was just such a dad when it came down to it. Like, he was handball and dancing, and if Oliver wanted to do it, he was in. So I have a lot of respect for really good dads out there. So yeah, here's to
Yeah,
Jeff.
definitely. He was so down for like women skateboarding too. Like, even like
Yeah,
before it became like normal. Do you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like before
completely.
2016.
I think like, yeah, he's always been a huge supporter of myself and of Lizzie and Alicia. I mean, we would skate combi all the time when I first moved to California, and he was always there. So he was one of the first pros at that level who I was like, oh, this is like someone you can just have a conversation with, and he doesn't make you feel like an idiot. And he's just he could be so self-deprecating and funny, and his humor was so dark, and he was this like real emo child at heart. And I think a lot of skateboarders can relate to that. So I always really felt for that side of him, and I really appreciated his view of the world, and his ability to his humor was just like unlike anyone's. So this one, yeah, here's to Jeff.
Here's to Jeff. Alrighty. Cool. Let's keep it going. Thank you for that. Thanks everybody for dropping those comments. So tell us about working at Woodward.
Oh, this is actually good. I worked at Woodward. So this is such a nuts story. From June of 2012, I was getting ready to move to California, and one of the things that I did to move to California was I got a job at Woodward, Tehachapi, Woodward West, and I got like an 8-week job there, which was just like I could stay there for free, and depending on each week, I could get paid just depending on what job I did. But I was like, I don't care, I'll go there for free and like just skate all summer before I find a place to live in California. So I was like 19 at the time, and I worked there from June to August. And I got to California on a train because I couldn't fly. I had not flown in like a year. I had really bad anxiety about it. And I was just like, well, I'm going to just have to get on the train. And I took an Amtrak 71 hours from Boston to LA. And my mom flew out because she was looking at places to live. And she flew out and drove me up there. And I just was literally like, I literally stayed in Tehachapi for 8 weeks and didn't go anywhere. Like, I was there, like, I didn't go on any weekend trips. I was there all summer. It was just nuts. Like, I'm just thinking of, yeah, I don't know. I was super one track mind. I was very much just trying to save up a little bit. And I loved it too. Like, every week there was a new crew of people coming through. To a degree, you know, things would change, but I got to meet so many people, whether it was a visiting pro or some Grom or whoever would come through. And so I got to meet a lot of people and create, you know, friendships I still have. And yeah, I got to skate every day. A bunch of weird shit that people don't get to skate. So I was stoked. I really enjoyed it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I
Woodward.
would like, yeah, shout out Woodward. When I was a kid, like, I just wanted to go there so bad. So that's like really smart. Just, you know, all you young people out there, take notes. If you want to be a pro skater, have a place to #train, you know, be able to skate all the time.
Well, you could go and cruise like the trampolines. I got fat though. Like, I gained like 2 pounds. Dude, because my friend Brittany, do you know Brittany Conrad? She rips.
I
She's from,
remember the videos of
yeah,
like,
she might
yeah,
live up,
Barbie.
yeah, she might live up in the Bay Area now, but she's from Marietta, and she came for, I feel like 2 weeks. I feel like she worked there. She must have, because she's like my age. She's older. So we worked together, and we were in your cabin would get switched around. So sometimes you would be in one cabin where I'd be like counseling. So I would be with a group of girls, and I would be in the cabin with them for 1 or 2 weeks. And then sometimes you'd be in a staff cabin with like all these moms that would come to work for the camp. And we used to steal all of the snack food that these moms would like bring for their kids. I'm sorry, it's so funny to me. We used to like binge eat like disgusting amounts of snack food. And what would happen was like the food that they serve, it's not like of very high nutritional value. So you're never getting to this point of, it's like school lunch. You're full enough to make it through the day and get home and hopefully eat like a better meal. But we were never getting like super high nutrition, and we didn't go anywhere to get other food. So we'd eat junk. And I mean, you'd wake up, you'd have like 3 meals a day that were just like junk meals. You'd snack all day. You'd barter with kids. Like I would barter like product, like with kids for like rolls of fruit roll-ups and shit. And then they also had this thing where you could like, they had the canteen, so you could pay to get like smoothies and milkshakes. And dude, it was so gross, the stuff like the amount of junk I consumed. I remember my mom seeing me at the end of the summer and being like, all right, so that's your freshman 15. That's what this is. It was so nuts, dude. It was such a bummer. And like, you can imagine how much I was eating because I'm skating every day. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
even like just a pile. So, shout out to Sugar.
Shout
You
out to
will get
Woodward
fat
moms.
off of sugar.
And
Shout
their
out to the
snacks.
Woodward moms who are secretly supplying us with like those plastic jugs of cheese balls. Like we would
Oh,
just
yeah.
we'd look for stuff that it was like, if we take a handful of these, no one will know. But if like you have a box of like 4 bars, you'd know if we took one. We would
Yeah.
go for snacks that way. Oh God, that was good times.
Good
Good
times.
times.
All right.
Good times.
Tell us about Patti People.
Yes, Patti People it's the brainchild of two of my good friends, Ellie Norman and Scott Wynn, and it's basically a outlet for like it's kind of like a production house. So we create our own content in hopes that eventually, if I'm working on a project with Adidas or if I'm working on a project with Stance, what would happen is we would kind of hire Patti as the creative house to source the project and to make it so that the athlete or the skater kind of has a better representation, especially on the female front, because there's a lot of times I think a lot of girls can kind of attest to this, where you get thrown into this weird box because you're a woman, and it's like people don't know how to brand you or how to do campaigns with you. And then they create, like, what happens is men create campaigns for women.
Yep.
Or whomever. And it doesn't translate. And so the whole thing with Patti was, how do we do it to where it's not just, the focus isn't just like a pretty face. The focus isn't, it's about the skating and the art and the essence of what each girl represents. And yeah, so that's really the basis of it. And we just have done these couple of trips, and there's some cool ideas and stuff coming down the line, but we have a lot of fun.
That's super sick. That's awesome.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I totally like agree with what you're saying as far as like guys trying to market women and they don't really understand. I think like women, we like understand that like we know what would be cool for like us and our friends, so it's like feels really authentic. Whereas like guys are like, well, like she didn't really like do the trick as good as this one dude or something. Like they do this weird comparison thing, and it's like, dude, we're creating our own shit.
Yeah, and it becomes it's like I can speak for the girls out there and what they want to see because I am that woman, and I still am like, when I see clips from people, women specifically, it's like I can tell when they're being contorted and put in this place of like, God, she didn't want to fucking do that. Like she didn't want to do that, like, or she rips harder than that or whatever. It's like they set such a baseline for you sometimes that it's like, actually, if you had just like a little bit more faith, you could have some really cool shit happen. So that was the premise. And our first 2 trips we did, it was Jaleesa, Vincent, and Laura, and then we brought Shanae on the second one.
But it was sick. That video was so sick.
The best. It was basically like, you know, the surf skate crossover. But the premise was around this 1994 limo that we bought for like $3,200, and it was driving around the States and seeing how far it would go and what kind of what shenanigans we can get into along the way. So it was pretty fun, pretty epic.
So that's awesome. Is there anything coming up with Patti People that you'd want to like let people know about?
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on a bigger project with them, so it'll be, you know, more than just one of our trip videos. That's kind of all I can say now, but it's gonna be sick.
Dope.
More of like a mini movie thing is what we've been chatting about. So.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I love the Western vibe of the last one. I was like dying laughing in the beginning. And like I grabbed this photo because I thought, honestly, this is the most badass photo.
No, dude, I was stoked on it. I was like, God, I wish like I could go back in time and I was like this person when I had to like have a photo in my yearbook. Like how sick would it be if this is my yearbook photo? Fuck.
Hey, pretty much is.
It pretty much is.
It's my 2020 yearbook photo.
Yeah, exactly.
What would be your quote that would go with this? Your senior quote.
My senior quote would be, "She likes her some chocolate."
Love it. All right. So it's no secret that you're like hella good at backside airs. And
not true.
I mean,
I just do a lot of them. Like I like it's the go-to.
But like you do them like so. There's like a twist at the end. Like your fans know what I'm saying. There's like a scoop and a twist. It's like the bend and like snap. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I like that. That's actually probably the nicest compliment I've ever gotten on a backside air. But no, I know what you mean. Yeah. I like to lay them out.
Yeah.
That's just like a fun little part of the air.
Yeah. So the question that I have is like, how do you go from like literally backslashing and kind of grabbing your nose to like, it seems like the biggest hurdle is like getting it up above. You know what completely. I mean? Like, can you describe like how long that took you? What like the benchmarks were for you? Because it seems like so many girls just like early grab, or like for me, I get up there, I'm like, like I freak out.
I did early grabs till I was like 17 years old, and I was skating a lot of vert at the time. So it is helpful to learn it on bigger transition. Like, I think that's super helpful. But I was skating a ton of vert, and my friend, Steve O'Hara, who owns Pioneers Board Shop up in New Hampshire, he was a sponsor of mine, and he and his brother would rip the park all the time. And he's like, dude, we've got to get you to just do late grabs because you have all the motions. Like, I could do a decent sized early grab, and it was like, dude, you could go twice as high if we did a late grab. So the trick was to literally one day on the vert ramp, instead of just dropping in and doing how I did an early grab backside air, I would drop in and I would do the grab, but I would air out onto the deck. So this helps, I think, more if you're doing it on big transition. But airing out onto the deck to get like the late grab was step one. That was like, okay, so I air out onto the deck, grab late, obviously, land on the deck. Now do the same thing, but try to come back into the ramp. So ride through the coping. And what happens is when you do that, all 4 of your wheels will ride through the coping, and it literally pumps you out just enough to where you don't hang up, and you'll get it. You land back in the transition. And that was just like the beginning. And then within like 6 months, it was like I could do big backside airs just because it was all about carrying that momentum through. And then over time, taking it to smaller transitions where it's the same thing, where it's just like a ride through the coping, and that will naturally push you out. And yeah, like there's another way to do it, which is kick turning, where you like kick turn through the coping. But I think that's like a little bit more, that's always confused me a little bit more, because it was always easier for me to transfer like an air out onto a deck, and then being able to air up and come back in. That was like the big thing.
Okay, but question.
Took a while.
When you're doing the air out onto the deck, were you grabbing on the nose, or were you grabbing kind of melon?
No,
or like
melon. Like when
melon.
I first like a late grab backside air, it was always behind the foot. Yeah.
Okay.
And then as I got more and more comfortable with just like a melon or a method grab, I slowly started moving my hand. And then as I moved my hand in front of my foot, I was like, oh, dude, this is like night and day how much easier it is. Because you're literally, the counterbalance is way different. It's like way easier because you're not reaching behind you, essentially. You're reaching in front of you, so your arm's leading, and it just feels so much better. Because what happens is, like, especially if you're skating like bigger transition, you'll notice it. But I got to the point where like sometimes I'd be doing backside airs for days, and I like have literally done a backside air where I've missed the grab on the nose, and just had it be like a backside ollie. Because your feet are like, your back foot's the counterbalance. So your back foot like pops you through the coping, lays out as the counterbalance to the rest of your body, and then you're just following your arm and where your head are going. But like I've messed up fully and like not grabbed my board and been like, oh my god,
it's just
I just did the scariest thing ever. But like, it's such a weird thing. It's pretty cool that when you find out, like, you can feel like the biometrics of it. But yeah, so backside airs, it's all of like, it's about that scoop and commitment for sure.
Sick. And do some out onto the deck at first. Don't be shy to air out.
Air out onto the deck. Do a bunch of flyouts. Fly out all you freaking can. Like I'm doing flyouts to this day. It's the best thing. Like whenever I want to try something new, especially if it's like a grab, I just do flyouts for days, because once you can get your mind like in your body visualizing and landing a grab, it's like you can do it anywhere. It's all of just like setting yourself up for it.
Yeah, I sort of feel like the flyouts to like a transition skater is like flat ground to a street skater. It's like that's your flat ground. That's where you like learn it. That's where you like
kind of. I think it's
tinker.
Like worse. But yeah, flyouts are kind of like doing flat ground, but like not moving.
True.
Like stationary flat ground. But doing a fly out into a transition, that's more like just flat ground. Like if you're doing it into like a bank or another type of transition, that's like doing flat ground. But if you're just like flying out onto the deck, that's like just practicing something stationary. But I do it all the time. It's the best. It's a real confidence booster.
Nice. All right, so next segment we're gonna roll into is I'm gonna throw a photo or a video up, and you get to describe it in 3 hashtags or less. Are you ready?
3 hashtags?
You get 3 hashtags, okay? Go.
Hashtag Carol did it. Hashtag Joe's absolutely off his head, and hashtag this poor tiger.
All right. Okay, next one.
Hashtag I'm old. Hashtag Karen Jones is Skrillex, maybe. Hashtag Poppy Star is so small. Oh my god, look at my wrist guard.
I love that your wrist guard is the one that's like holding it.
I look like a sweet adopted Czechoslovakian girl that they were like, we're gonna teach her to skateboard. That's what I look like. I was just like plucked from soccer or something, and they're like, put a helmet on her. Like, I don't look like myself. Karen Jones, Jordy B. Dude, this is such an iconic photo.
Thank you, Girl Skate Network.
Yeah, hashtag the side project.
All right, ready?
Oh, this is so fun. Oh no. Oh no. Hashtag early grab. Hashtag early grab. Hashtag skinny jeans. Hashtag purple Reynolds 3s. Those were so sick. But see, all those airs are early grabbed. It's that was like an 8 stair. Or 7. That was like a 7 stair.
Respect. Is this Rye Airfield? Is this the airfield?
This is Skater's Edge. This is in Taunton, Massachusetts. Wow. This was a Volcom Wild in the Parks event. That was a Superman.
Wow.
Yeah, this was a sick contest. This was like one of our only big AM contests we had. And then this is something else. I'm wearing, those might be elbow pads, like really large size elbow pads. And those are definitely white faux leather grabs that I got from the local surf shop on sale.
So good. All right. And
this is fun.
Hashtags are less.
Hashtag glamour. Dude, what the hell? Hashtag everybody's hair is amazing in this photo. Like hashtag, what's that sunshade? Look at there's like full golden hour in like a third of these photos. It's really, really, really weird to see a group of photos where Leticia is not the most glamorized in the group.
True.
Like, I have a ton of makeup on. Karen's got a ton of makeup on. Look at Mimi Nuke. Can we just do hashtag freaking Nuke Dog? Because,
dude,
so iconic out here.
I like, is that Alana in the lower left? Like
that's Alana. That's sassy little Alana.
And
Alyssa's got the sickest kit. She's got that wife beater on with like the black bra strap.
Oh yeah, Avril Lavigne, but without the tie.
Avril. God, that's the nutsest, dude. That's so sick. I want to like repost this. This is
I'll send it to you after this.
Hashtag before women's rights.
This is hashtag the dark ages. Hashtag men's marketing.
Hashtag all of these photos were shot by a man. God, that's so scary.
All right.
Hashtag spaz. Hashtag leotard. Hashtag boredom. This is 8 weeks at Woodward. This is what it does to you.
Yeah. This was this you burning off the freshman 15?
No. I mean, maybe. It's hit really well with that like Spanx suit. I remember the cheer girls were fucking losing their mind when I was doing this. They were so bummed.
They were mad.
They just didn't know what to make of it. But it was just me being weird. Like, you got me in the desert for like, I've been in the desert for like weeks, bro.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, this is later than that. Because I'm writing a welcome board. This is way later.
Oh.
This is maybe during a girls' week at Woodward, maybe?
That makes sense.
Yeah, this is way later. This is not the freshman 15 year. Yeah, because I have a different setup.
Mm-hmm.
The cornrows are sick.
Yeah.
The one thing I miss about long hair is just getting it braided into sick cornrows. Archer, just picking his nose.
Shout out Archer.
Friggin' Archer. Kid's a champ.
Super sick. Are you ready
cringy.
for some Q&A? After, ooh.
This is just cringe.
Should we hit some Q&A?
Yeah.
All right. People have been blowing us up. So let's see what we got here. We got, did you go to college? If so, what did you major in? If not, do you want to go to college later? From Bamboozled Noodles.
I love it. I did not go to college, primarily because I wanted to do the skate thing, and because it's expensive, and because I didn't want to ever have some debt like that. So if I had gone to college, I probably would have majored in some sort of art, I think. Art or like teaching, I think I would have gone to school for. And I have, I will probably do some type of school at some point in my life, but it'll probably be non-traditional, online. Yeah.
Nice.
Whatever the next chapter is.
We'll find out. We gotta stay tuned.
Stay tuned, guys.
Here's a cool one. Shout out Aiden. Aiden has been tuning in to he has perfect attendance at this point. For Wheel World. He's asked, how did you pick your shape for your pro board?
This is rad. This is Ode to Grosso. I loved his shape that he'd had kind of since Black Label and then brought it over to Anti-Hero. He's got this shape that the widest point, it's like a square nose, kind of square tail, and it the widest point is right around the front trucks, and then it tapers down. And I took kind of that shape, and we had a shape at Welcome called the Nimbus 5000 that I was riding a lot, which was similar to this Grosso board. And then we took a board that we had done, Ryan Lay's Pro Model. I liked all of the kind of points on that, everything from like the square tail to the length of the tail, the wheelbase, all that stuff. And then I just like put a totally different nose on it. So we went with that kind of square nose, but we tried to cut 5 points into it to make it like a crown or something really different looking. But what we did was, as we shaved off the wood, we made sure that we didn't lose any of like let's say you wanted to go nollie. It's the same as if you ollie, where you're gonna hit the ground, the tail or the nose kind of like, these are all leverage points on a board, so they're super important. So like if you shave any wood off of any part of the board, it will affect the way that you do tricks. So it was kind of about keeping as much volume in the nose, but also making it aesthetically look really different. But like, you can do a nose grind, you can do nollie tricks. It's not gonna feel any different. It just looks different when you look down. So kind of like fully changing the aesthetic, but not changing any of how the board actually works.
Super sick.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let's see what we got here. This one's kind of cool. Bugles or Cheetos from Jasmine wants to know. Hitting you with the hardballs.
This is hard because growing up, we ate a ton of Bugles because my mom liked them. So it has like this nostalgic taste for me, you know, in a food, you're like, I don't even know if I like this. It reminds me of being young and I love it. So I'm gonna go with Bugles, but I do love Cheetos. But what I like more than both of those things are the Barbara's jalapeno like cheese crunchies. They're gluten-free. They're so good. Big fan.
You heard it here first. Did you ever put Bugles on your finger, like, and make which finger? Okay, just making sure you're not an alien.
No, always. You could use them on. We would put them on our gingerbread houses as like little hats, like Santa hats, or like pieces of the.
Oh yeah.
So, just like super top secret thing that you can do is that.
Nice. Sorry, I'm just sipping through the questions, which are pretty hilarious.
Bring it. I'm ready for anything. Please.
Let's see here. Love this one from Militant23. Shout out Militant.
Is her name? Is that Kira?
I think so. Yes.
Is there the yeah, okay.
Shout out.
Catchy.
Favorite karaoke song?
Mm. It wavers. I mean, Linger by the
Tough.
Cranberries is like an all time.
You have
But
to.
sometimes it's Get Your Freak On by Missy Elliott. And sometimes it just gets real wild and it's like Lips of an Angel by Hinder.
Ooh,
That's the
classic.
top three.
Real class. Like the variety too, honestly, respect.
We're here for everyone.
Alex White is wondering about the first time you met Grosso.
Ooh. First time I met Grosso, this is such a good story. It was definitely at Combi. And this might have not been the exact first time, but one of the first things I ever heard him say was, we're skating Combi and you stand around the shallow to drop in or whatever. And he had gone and just tried to do, I think he was doing like a beam plan or like a sweeper, but all how he does it all sick. And he like fell. And it's like, he can do those in his sleep. And he kind of was like crawling out of the bowl. And I was like, oh, that looked so good. Like fanning out as you do. He was like, yeah, except for that dick in my mouth. And I was just like, yeah, this dude's the shit. Whoa, Bailey. Stop. Come over here. This is Bailey.
Aw.
Bailey
Hello.
girl, come here. You should be sweet for them.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, I think that was probably the first couple times I met Grosso, but that was just like, because he was like intimidating. He was just like this big scary man, and like
Totally.
to hear him just be funny was always entertaining.
All right. We got a favorite Canadian skater from Goopface.
Favorite Canadian skater? Let's do Breezy.
Yep.
I think Brianna Gearing is my favorite Canadian skater. Yeah, for sure. The Breeze. The Breeze.
When did you start skating?
I started skating when I was probably like 11 or 12, so 2005, 2006. And I had originally gotten my first skateboard when I was probably 5 or 6, but we lived on a road that didn't have sidewalks, and we didn't have a paved driveway or anything, so there was never really a place for me to skate around, but I was really obsessed with it. And then I biked and rollerbladed a lot, but I didn't actually, try to do anything until I was like 11 or 12 on a skateboard.
Nice. All right, and let's hit it with one more question because low-key my phone is dying. Let's do this one. Tips for male allies from Evan Tooley. From your perspective, what do you think? What can guys do better?
I think just, be respectful, and we're all people. I think a lot of the times people need to just look and view somebody else. This sounds weird and morbid, but like as another skeleton. Like you can just break it down that we're all cut from this same cloth, and I'm just wearing a different suit than you or whatever. Yeah. You could take that from like Donnie Darko, how Frank the Rabbit is like, why are you wearing that stupid human suit? Yeah, I think don't overthink it, but be empathic and try to meet people where they are. And I think we all have a lot to learn from each other. Whether you're gay, straight, man, woman, young, old, whatever, you're all living a different life, but we're all in the same world. So we just need to be considerate. So, yeah, but don't overthink it. Sometimes I love how conscious people are these days, especially young kids. Like, it's really, that's one of the biggest takeaways from the whole movement is that kids are growing up being really self-aware and being really thoughtful. And I think that's just the first step.
Yeah, that's awesome. Totally agree. I know like so many young like dudes that are just so on point and like call me out on stuff and like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
sick.
so sick. They're super open to feedback. Like, shout out to the young people that are like, you know, making it happen.
Being woke.
So sick. Well, that just about does it here for the wheel world. Me and my stuffed animals. Just wanted to remind everybody that there might be Nora V-necks. Okay, there might be Dora the Explorer on a skateboard, and there might be this Nora V who's a psychiatrist.
Shut up.
But you know what? There is only one Nora Vasconcellos.
That's actually Mowgli.
That's Mowgli. Oh, I thought that was you. Let's find a photo of you.
That's me.
That is.
But I was convinced I was Mowgli. I was like fully convinced I was Mowgli, and it took until I was in double digits for me to wrap my head around the fact that Mowgli was like supposed to be a little boy, because I was no, because we wear the same clothes and we have the same haircut, so I'm Mowgli. So here's to the Mowglis, because you can be whatever you want to be.
And that's facts. And thanks again for joining us. And helping make this quarantine a little less lonely. Hope you had some fun. And yeah, dude. Always good to talk to you.
I hope you guys all don't get too bored. Take something up. I keep saying I'm going to play guitar, but I haven't done that yet. So I'll keep you guys in the loop, though.
Sick. All right, bud.
Bye.
Have a good one. Good night.
See you guys.
See ya.